Can I just say how proud I am and honored to have somebody like Gina Carano as an actual, strong, intelligent, brave, free-thinking, and amazing role model. And I am so mad that I have to make videos constantly calling out these companies for trying to destroy people like that. Hello, everyone. I am Mecha Random 42, the one, the only, the original, your favorite YouTube consumer advocate, Harpy. Oh, this is a spicy one. We got a teaser of what Miss Gina Carano is going to be saying. Two, Ben Shapiro. Who's Ben Shapiro? I don't know. He's a guy I only really know in passing. I guess he does political commentary, politics ball. He's one of those politics ballers. So if you really want to check out what he has to say, go for it. I'm sure he's reasonable and well-meaning. And if the Looney Tune wackadoos don't like him, then he's probably pretty darn smart. I don't know. Every time I get told that I'm not supposed to like or follow or listen to or hear what somebody has to say, the more I tend to like what they have to say. So if I've been told countless times that, oh, Gina Carano was this, Gina Carano was that, and I know it's not to be true based on what she said and what I see and what I've been covering for the past few years in Hollywood, then who else and what else are we wrong about? What else are we wrong? This is my journey in kind of coming to understand that, yes, as somebody who grew up very, very much just thinking that I was a certain way, thinking I was of a certain team, of a certain side, and I'm not getting partisan, we're not getting anything, to kind of be suddenly shoved onto social media by the horrendous atrocities of the modern day Star Trek, Star Wars, all of the really, really bad shows that I've been covering lately.
Shut the fuck up.
Oh, no, Admiral Hubris. We are not going to stop. We already have plenty of people to blame for Star Trek, and I cover that quite a lot on this channel. If you guys do like my content, please hit the subscribe, share button. Turns out more people who aren't subscribed watch my content than are, so I'm kind of afraid to tell you to subscribe or ask you to, because you might not see my content after you subscribe to me. Just check my channel daily. I do at least one video, and we do cooking streams, gaming streams. I try and bring some positivity into the universe to balance. I mean, if I'm going to rail on something like Star Wars, like The Mandalorian, like Kathleen Kennedy.
Fade in.
Oh, you got it coming, Kathy. Believe me, you got it coming. Then I do want to balance it. I want to have the other side of the spectrum with something I enjoy, something fun, something positive, like learning to cook, learning to get in better shape, because, you know, people like Gina are out there in amazing shape for a woman pretty close to the age I am. Anyway, but tangents aside, you want to know what this is about. Tangents aside, we're talking about Gina Carano. This is from Deadline. Talking about what she's going to be discussing with Ben Shapiro. Gina Carano to open up about Mandalorian exit in the first sit-down interview. I'm not the only one that's ever been bullied by this company. I believe it. And even if you're just a YouTuber, talking anything anti-Disney, anything anti-Lucasfilm, you will get slammed by what can only be marketing. Nobody cares so much to silence somebody without either being paid for it or having some reason or some loyalty or some employ or some benefit. There is no reason for any of us to see all these people slamming us, telling us to be quiet, telling us our opinions don't matter, telling people like Gina she needs to sit down, shut up, conform, and do as she's told. Seriously, Disney, you're telling a woman to do as she's told? Are you supposed to be the bad guys? Yeah, I think you are. If Disney is so comfortable sitting there and telling a woman to sit down, shut up, do as you're told, conform, don't speak your mind, then what are you supposed to be telling us with all your hypocritical BS these past, well, ever since I've been alive, with all these, oh, it's a strong female empowering me, and no, it's not. No, it's not, because the second you get a woman who you think is part of your little wokier than thou religious cult, you do this to her. You tell her to conform and say what she's supposed to say. And I get it. They're supposed to be this family-friendly company. If she was out there posting, you know, full on Pamela Anderson tapes, then that might be a different story. But she isn't. She's doing a job playing a character.
We live in a society.
Let's hear what she has to say.
On this week's Sunday special, canceled Star Wars actress Gina Carano sits down with me in an exclusive interview to give her side of the story.
I've been through so much. I'm not the only one that's ever been bullied by this company.
Only at
She's not the only one who's been bullied by this company. I believe it. I believe it. And let's see what the rest of the article has to say here. There's a little bit more. Exclusive! It isn't anymore, is it? Because I'm doing a video. Gina Carano will open up about being let go from The Mandalorian in a sit-down interview with Daily Wire's Ben Shapiro. Probably one of the only places who she knows is going to actually give her a place to speak her mind against whatever happened at Disney, whatever happened with Lucasfilm. Probably one of the only places who she knows isn't going to edit her interview and make her sound like she's saying something that she didn't say. Because let's face it, in this day and age, I wouldn't trust a lot of these journalists. Look what they've said about me. And it's not that they've written a whole lot about me, but on social media, they've certainly gathered screenshots of, after searching specifically for, here's what they do. They try and paint a specific narrative about somebody. So they will search specifically something and say, oh, you're obsessed much? Obsessed about it. And I've had run-ins with people like Zachy Hansen from the HuffPost doing just that, saying that I'm obsessed with a certain topic, when the other people who do the exact same thing, a lot of these quote-unquote marketing accounts, will screenshot one day it's Star Trek, one day it's Star Wars, one day it's Doctor Who, one day it's Captain Marvel, whatever the narrative that they want to paint about somebody who speaks their mind and speaks the truth, and somebody that they are so afraid is going to call them on their BS, they have to silence them. The interview, due to run Sunday on The Ben Shapiro Show, is Carano's first on-camera sit-down since she was booted from the Disney Plus / Lucasfilm series last week for controversial social media posts. And we have a quote from Gina. I've been through so much and I've seen so much now, clearly, of the bullying that's been taking place, and I saw it before, the actress will tell Shapiro, with whom she has a new movie deal. I'm not the only one that's ever been bullied by this company, and I know that so deeply, she will claim. She adds, I could share a story which would turn things around in the media, but I can't because it would sell out a friend and everyone is afraid of losing their job. I wonder if it was a certain co-star from The Mandalorian. I wonder if it was Pedro Pascal, who probably got a talking to as well when people complained about that. Yet he did the thing that he probably needed to do or was asked to do. I'm just assuming. I'm just speculating at this point. I don't have proof of that. But we do have proof of what he said, which was actually offensive, actually a bad thing. But no. She got let go because she didn't conform. She didn't concede. She didn't submit. She didn't throw the fight. Why would she? She's a winner. She's not going to stand down and fall when she knows she's right. This is one more reason to admire this woman. All right, they just say she played Cara Dune, which we already know. We'll explain how she knew the writing was on the wall before her recent ouster. Well, they were slamming her in the press. They were slamming her in the press last year, and I did a video, actually, where they used a satire post. They used a satirical post. This is why CBR is full of crap. They grabbed a satirical post from the Twitter account, Not Jar Jar Abrams, about, well, people don't like Gina because SJW, blah, blah, blah. And they ran with that like it was fact without even looking at the account that said satire. And I'll link that video somewhere here, probably in the opening card. Don't know if you can still find it, but they did try and throw her under the bus last year. And then just this whole pronoun stuff was really where it started. Every single time, every few months, we were running a video or we were calling out, all of us in the community, we're calling out these article after article after article every few months of, oh, she's transphobic. And you paint that message enough that you don't even need to hire bots to go after somebody. You have these perfectly socially conditioned little non-playable character sort of humanoids running around on social media, reciting back the same BS that they hear from these corporations, the same thing that they hear from these sites, from the media, and they do this on purpose, because if you repeat a lie enough times, people are bound to think it's true without checking. We're in a society where nobody fact checks anything. We had a genuine article where somebody decided that Chun-Li was a part of Mortal Kombat and not Street Fighter because nobody checked. Nobody Google searched. Nobody bothered to. Nobody even ran it through a copy editor. Nobody proofread it. Nobody looks and checks. Everybody just runs with what they hear and what rumor there is. Carano continues here. You know how boxers headhunt sometimes and forget to go for the body. I feel like Disney or Lucasfilm or whoever it is, just certain people at the company, I feel like I've been getting headhunted. You can feel it. Just a couple of weeks ago, Lucasfilm asked an artist that they employ to erase my character and put in a different character in place. And he proudly announces it on Twitter and erases my character and puts in another character in place. All of the fans of Cara Dune were just outraged. They were like, why didn't you add the character? Why do you have to take off the character? Is there something wrong? Is she getting fired? I think, and I didn't get a chance to do a video on this, and I probably should have. I think that artist who removed her picture from the Mandalorian poster, I think he leaked that on Twitter to let people know that that's what happened. To let people know that he had to do it because they asked, not because he wanted to. And if you see the picture, we talked about this a little bit on the High Council with World Class Bullshitters and Tom from Midnight's Edge. We were talking about this a couple weeks ago, where I believe that he was trying to say, hey, I put in this really quickie, crappy version of, what character was it? I want to say it was probably Katie Sackhoff's character, Bo-Katan, I want to say. Whatever character he put in the place of Cara Dune, that he was trying to state, hey, I didn't want to do this. I had to. They made me. I'm sorry. I think that's what it was. Just saying, hey, don't blame me when you guys notice this. Ultimately, she found out the same way that the rest of the world is, via social media, which is really, really crappy for you to do, Kathy. How I found out was I looked on the internet and, you check your Twitter and I'm trending. And the Fire Gina Carano hashtag worked. Really, really crappy, really crappy. And you know damn well that they hire people to do these things. Half of them are K-pop stans on one account. The other account will be a Marvel one, and then you got the Disney. Then you got does Disney own K-pop? That boy band K-pop band, BTS. Does Disney have a chunk and change in them? She also says she received an email by accident from Disney, from a Disney staffer following the social media reaction to her post. Ooh. They accidentally sent me an email, which was very enlightening, so I knew they were paying attention. I know there were some people who went to bat for me, but I know they didn't win out at the end. Probably Jon Favreau. I would bet he probably went to bat for her. Carano goes on to agree with Shapiro that she believes there are double standards at play at the studio depending on one's politics. They've been all over me and they've been watching me like a hawk, and I'm watching people on the same production and they can say anything they want. And that's where I had a problem. I had a problem because I wasn't going along with the narrative. Yep. Carano says she didn't want to walk back comments she has made or stop speaking her mind on social media. I was prepared at any point to be let go because I've seen this happen to so many people. I've seen the looks on their faces. I've seen the bullying that takes place. And so when this started, they point their guns at you. And it's only a matter of time. I've seen it happen to so many people. And I thought to myself, you're coming for me. I know you are. They're making it very obvious through their employees who are coming for me. And so I was like, I'm going to go down swinging and I'm going to stay true to myself. That's what any of us can do. That's why I stand for what I believe in. That's why I fight back so much. That's why I get into so many Twitter spats. Because I'm not going to just back down. I'm not going to just be defeated. Who wants to be defeated? Why don't you just want to win? I want to win at the game of whatever I'm playing. Unless I'm playing just Mario 3D World and I don't care. I just want to zone out and tune. But that's a video game. In the game of life, you want to be a winner. In the game of life, you want to win. She tells Shapiro at another point, when you called, my body is still shaking. It's devastating. But the thought of this happening to anybody else, especially to somebody that cannot handle it the way I can, no, they don't get to do that. They don't get to make people feel like that. And if I buckle, I'll make it okay for these companies who have a long history of lying to be lying and to do this to other people. And they've done it to other people, and I'm not going to go down without a fight. That is why I like this. That is why I admire this woman. That is why, because you get some of these people, you get some of these actors who make a racist movie that people call out, and they buckle and they cave and they turn into absolute garbage humans on social media who just want to virtue signal and just want to tell you why you're wrong, and they got to attack down to be part of the clique. This is that scene in Full Metal Jacket when everybody grabs the soap. Because that's how you do it. You're going to be next if you don't grab that crap in soap. And that's what they do. That is how they win in life. That is how these tribes form. And this is our instinct from caveman times. We've just supposedly evolved enough to be past this, to be able to call this crap out. But clearly Hollywood hasn't. Carano's controversy over social media posts described by Lucasfilm as abhorrent also saw her ditched by her agency UTA. And they describe what she posted about the things. How is that any different from hating someone for their political views? How is turning an entire country against one political affiliation? How is that any better? How is that any better? How is that not one of the first steps and one of the first stages? How is that not one of the first instances where it is an entire affiliation, an entire group of people that are allowed to be less than, allowed to be demonized, dehumanized, canceled, gotten rid of, thought that they're less than, treated like they're less important? How many times do we see this? And if they have a problem with her making that comparison, maybe it hits them a little too close to home. Maybe they're starting to realize what they're doing. Maybe they're starting to realize and understand that, oh yeah, every time we go around and say, oh, old white dudes, old white dudes, old white dudes, old white dudes, you paint and condition society to deem them as less than human, as less than worthy. And when you have all this entire group of people who judge an entire other group of people with no knowledge or understanding, and get so appalled when, oh, there's an LGBT person on that side, there's a person of color on that side, they start immediately to attack and go to their own hatred. That's all this is. These are a bunch of people who hate unconditionally and are just moving on to hate the next socially accepted group of people. And if that's not telling that they wanted that message silenced, if that's not telling that they wanted Gina's message of calling that crap out silenced, then I don't know what to tell you. And it just goes on to further give some more. We've already seen all the backstory here. So I get disgusted with this whole socially acceptable hatred of entire groups of people is not okay. And every time I turn on my Twitter and social media, and you're going to have another video of this probably tomorrow talking about Marina Sirtis. We'll get more into that, so definitely tune into that video. Anytime I see these messages and this accepted hatred of entire groups of people, I'm just reminded of how bad things can get when you're allowed and encouraged to hate that much. And I may yell and rage and hate a TV show. That is different than wanting to silence, dehumanize, demoralize, and treat as less than an entire group of people. There's a big difference. I am Mecha Random 42, and I will see you in the next video, live stream, or wherever. Bye. Thanks for watching. If you liked it, make sure to hit that like button. And if you want to see more, don't forget to subscribe. See you in the next video. Bye.